That is so awesome. I love that opening. I think I'm going to be using it for a million gazillion years. Welcome, everybody, to Spiritual Chit Chat. It is Tuesday afternoon at 4 p.m. Pacific time, and it's that time again. It is time for Spiritual Chit Chat, time to talk about some spiritual topics and sometimes other topics. Everything affects our spiritual health. Everything affects our spiritual life because we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. And so we talk about that. We talk about all the different aspects of just being human. It's like life is weird. And life is especially really weird right now. But hey, Hillary and Jillian and Karen, awesome. So happy you guys are here. So today we're going to talk about a little bit about divination and some of the different tools that are used for divination. And throughout the ages, there's been everything from tree limbs to rocks to bones, to fish scales. I just read something about fish scales. We use pendulums. A lot of times runes are kind of fun. A lot of times they have the symbols on rocks or bone or different things, even leaves. There's been a lot of different things. Tea leaves. I know I did a party not too long ago, up in fancy town, and they wanted someone who did tea leaf readings, and they couldn't find anybody. And I had a friend contact me and said, I saw you doing tea leaf readings at a party a long time ago. And she goes, do you do that? Isn't that like a specialty? Like, no, it's using the intuition. That's one of the things that we can kind of know is that, the tools don't give us the message. The intuition give us the message. The tools just prompt us to that message. And so it's fun to, when you start kind of shifting the way you're looking at it, all of a sudden you can use any kind of tool for divination. It doesn't matter what it is. Many people use candles. Candle wax is another thing. I just got an angel board, which is a angel version of a Ouija board, because I would never, ever, 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 ever touch a Ouija board again, not to save my life, because I had the crap scared out of me when I was a kid. I had gotten one somewhere. I'm not sure. Must have been from my mom, probably. She was kind of into spiritual things, and I had a bunch of the neighborhood kids in the garage with all the lights out and one candle burning. Um, and we were, asking for the spirit of the dead to come through and all that kind of stuff. We weren't getting a lot of stuff. And so I, being the smart aleck that I am, and some of you know this of me, it always comes from the heart, but I still have a mouth that goes off before my brain can get it back in. And I said, if there are any spirits here, blow out the candle. And almost immediately, that candle went out and that board flew up and all the kids started screaming. One of the kids ran and pushed the garage door open. It was before we had garage door openers, clickety click ones, push the garage door open. And we all ran out. We're going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So I gathered up all the stuff after we all kind of got our gear together, and all the other kids went home. I mean, it scared the crap out of us. And I gathered all this stuff up and I ran down the street and I put it in the trash can of the firemen that lived down at the end of the street, because I figured to be safe there, right? If anybody could handle the Oogie Boogies, it'd be the firemen. And I've never touched one since. And I was probably like 10 or 11. And it just has scared the crap out of me. But I had my buddy Sharon Sananda, that I do New Earth Rising YouTube with. She told me, well, there's angel boards. And it's basically the same thing, but it's geared around angels. And so I was like, I can try that. So I got my angel board. And so in the divination class on September 17th, we're going to play with the angel board. I'm going to show you guys how to use that as one of the divination tools. And then you guys all know about oracle cards and tarot cards and that kind of stuff. These are tools too. And it just really quick. Oh, Jillian's saying, Lots of activity in the apartment. Yeah. You know, whoa, Jillian saying she had a crazy experience with the Ouija board. Lots of activity in the apartment afterwards, and the building ended up burning down. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that happens because if you don't know what you're doing is and calling in spirits, you can call in the wrong kind of spirits. And those spirits can come in and cause problems. So that's one of the things that we're going to learn in the divination class is how to manage your energy, how to protect your energy. You know, like when we do this that we do here, I do a prayer before we get started. I do a prayer before I even get on here with you guys. I do prayers every morning. I do prayers at night asking for protection, calling in protection. You guys have heard me talk about the violet flame of limitless transmutation. Well, it not only transmutes, but it also protects your fields. So if you're ever doing any kind of divination, I'll give away some of my secrets from the class. Wrap that violet flame around you. If you're a healer that does energy healing or any kind of healing, even if you're a massage therapist, an acupuncture, acupressure, even doctors and nurses, should be putting that violet flame around them and use that violet flame to not only clear and cleanse, but to protect. Because there are icky energies out there in the world, especially now, guys. I got to say it. Spirit boxes. Spirit boxes are interesting. I actually used to use them a lot. Again, another experience where it seemed like when I started using it, a lot of activity got started. And that was quite a few years ago. But everything, when you are using that kind of stuff, you've got to be responsible and pay attention to what you're doing. Hey, Christy. Yay. You want to know what you're doing. There's too many people that are just out there opening portals into God knows what, inviting God knows who in, and it's wreaking havoc. And you know what? Our world right now, our world right now is full of spirits that have been released into this plane of existence knowingly and unknowingly. And it's part of what's going on. It's not the big part of what's going on, but there's spiritual warfare going on. And, we need to be really responsible right now, especially because there are a lot of dark spirits. And I apologize if you guys hear outside noises. I'm being a good Californian and I'm using as little electricity as possible. So instead of having my air conditioning on, I have a fan and I have my window open. So if it gets noisy, I'm sorry. And also the lighting's weird because I got the window open. So we're doing it California style today. So yeah, you want to be responsible. And so that's what I teach in this divination class. It's part of the spiritual. Every month I have a spiritual development course of some sort or another. And divination is what we're doing. And I always teach about protecting your energy fields. And then once you do, then you can start being opening into realms, and you want to be conscious of where you're opening into, because there is earth, kind of a low dimension. There's astral planes, all kinds of stuff going on in there. And then there's the celestial planes where you connect with angels and ascended masters and star beings, making sure you say of love and light. And in the astrals, there's false light beings. There's beings that come in that look like they're light. They come in and they say, oh, hi, I'm Archangel, Michael, or oh, hi, I'm Jesus. But they're false light beings. They are not real beings. And, you have to really be careful. You have to know what you're doing. And you have to, first of all, and most importantly of all, is protect your energy fields. Cleanse and clear before, protect your energy fields, and cleanse and clear after. Shut the portals, right? Shut the portals. Hey, Rev Ned. Yay. Rev Ned we got to play on Zoom a little bit earlier. We're learning how to do all kinds of new stuff to bring more love to you guys. And so I wanted to talk about that. And here's another one that's really fun, or pendulums. And so really quick, before we go any further, because we are going to be doing energy work here, is we want to start with a little prayer, because this is a great way to set your intentions and set your grids. And we just say, beloved beings of love and light, angels, archangels, and all of the angelic realms of true love and true light, Holy ones, we invite you now. And beloved ones, we state at this point in time that we only invite those who are of true love and true light. Anything that is not true love and true light, we ask you to leave now, knowing that there are other places for you to be, and knowing that we are taking authority over our energy fields, over our experiences, and we are only accepting that which is beneficial and born of that true love, that true light, that is our divine nature. Anything that goes against that divine nature, we excuse you now. We bless you, hoping you find your perfect right place. And as those energies begin to leave, you guys might even begin to feel your body more. You might feel a little bit clearer, a little bit calmer. Sometimes you feel a little bit cooler. A lot of times when you have a lot of lower energies around, you'll feel hot too. And higher energies too. It's different. You learn, and so we call upon all of our guides and angels of true love and true light. We call upon the great ascended masters, those of the celestial planes that are here for love and peace and harmony. I know I always love to call in one of my master guides, a redwood tree, like to call in beloved Master Jesus, he who carried the Christ consciousness, also known as Yeshua and Emmanuel. And we call upon the Christ consciousness, that Christ consciousness of pure unconditional love, that pure unconditional love that is the seed of all life. We have all, everything, everyone, everywhere, all of it was originally created in this pure love. And even though those that have fallen into darkness, into shadow, into things that just curl your hair, we know that all things are born of love. And so when we find our place of love within us, we hold that light of love, and we hold that for all beings everywhere. And beloved ones, we call upon I am that I am, that holy source of our creation, that creator beings, the Elohim, who are the creator gods who created us. And with the Elohim, we call upon the archangelic realms. Those are the ones who are involved with and the masters over the overseers of our creation, of us. And they're here to protect us and to love us and to bring us back into connection with the divine source of all that is. And so as we call upon that, we know that by our statement only allowing true love and true light, we know that we are in that sacred space. And beloveds, we call upon the dolphin and whale brothers and sisters who hold the love beams on this planet. And we call upon our star families of love and light. And beloved ones, we call upon the great Melchizedekian councils of light, those master alchemists and the keepers of that violet flame. And holy ones, I ask that you wrap that violet flame around each and every person who is either listening to this live or watching this later, and also around this show, around Spiritual Chit Chat, allowing Spiritual Chit Chat to always be protected, always be held in that violet flame, so that everyone who comes here is given exactly what they need in that pure love energy. And then, beloved ones, we call upon Mother God and Father God, Mother Earth and Father Sky. And we just ask that we be shown the right way, that we be shown love and truth and peace. And we call upon that eternal loving presence. And as we call upon these, we understand that all that we call upon is within us too. It is part of that oneness. It is part of that understanding that when we call upon God, God is also within. All of the great teachers, all of the great mysteries teach this. Jesus even said, the Father and I are one. And Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is within, right? It's inside of you. So we understand that as we call upon angels and archangels and guides, they're all a part of us. We are one. This is part of the oneness. This is part of the awakening consciousness that begins to understand that we are one. And we're not saying that we are God, but we are one with God. We are like that drop of water that comes from the ocean that contains all that the ocean is, but it is not the ocean. But when it goes back to the ocean, it becomes the ocean again. That is a parable, a story that as you awaken in consciousness, it's understood in more profound ways. We are that drop of the ocean. And beloved ones, I now ask for a beautiful crystalline archangelic Merkaba to be put around the show. And then we call upon Divine Father to hold the heavenly point, Divine Mother to hold the earthly point, and we call upon Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, and Archangel Uriel to join with Divine Father to hold the heavenly point and that divine masculine tetrahedron. And we call upon Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Haniel, and Archangel Shamuel to join with Divine Mother to hold the divine feminine energies and the feminine tetrahedron. And I ask that these Merkabahs, these tetrahedrons, as this wholeness of the Merkabah now be set at their perfect right spin. And as it does, it creates a protective shield, a protective light body that is spiritual chit chat. And as we are contained within this, it also activates our own light bodies. It expands and strengthens our own energy field so that we can sit in this beautiful energy together and receive the very highest of consciousness in teachings and readings and love. And we just say thank you for this time together and for all of the beautiful sacred beings that are here with us. And we say thank you. Amen, amen, and amen. So, beloved ones, that's a great way to allow yourself to create a space around you for you to work with your divination tools easily and in protection. Hey, Laura, you will get one when I'm done with my teachings. We always start with the teachings because that is why I'm here. The mini readings are just a little add-on. I'm really doing this so I can shout out some spiritual teachings, get you guys spiritually teached. So, pendulums. Super cool. Pendulums are really fun because pendulums can really give you very, very clear energies. Now, I want to tell you about pendulums a little bit. Pendulums can be influenced too. And I learned this because you'll notice I use a metal one. It's actually like it's copper, but it's kind of like a burnished copper. But when I use crystal pendulums, I I'm so stubborn in my head that I can make those pendulums do whatever I want them to do. They're very, very responsive to what I want because I'm sitting here going, "Oh yeah, Laura. We do the first half is teachings and then the second half is readings and I do readings for people that are here for the teachings. So stay for the teachings, get the reading." And so what happened is with the crystals, because the crystals are super responsive, I was making them tell me whatever I wanted to hear. And so I was like going, "Oh my God, I love these pendulums. They're telling me whatever I wanted to hear." Well, as time went on, it was like things weren't quite coming to pass. I was kind of like, wait a minute. Oh, pendulums don't work. And I just put pendulums away. I stopped using them. And then I got this one. And then I got this one whose little insignia fell off, but these ones that are they're made out of resin, but they're filled with crystals, but they've got a lot of other energy in there, and these ones work too. And so there's a lot of different ways that you can do pendulums. You can use a ring hanging on a string if you want to. But I was just kind of sharing that with you guys because you want to, use these as a tool, but they aren't the end all beat all. You want to use your tools, but you also want to track your accuracy too, right? You want to say, is this tool working for me? Not every tool works for everybody either. Some people do great with tarot cards, but the oracle cards don't really speak to them. Even between card decks, I've got a bazillion card decks. Not all of them speak to me. Not all of them really give the messages, the clarity that I get with some other ones. And it's all okay. It doesn't mean they're bad. It just means they're not for me. It doesn't mean crystal pendulums are bad. They just mean that I am so stubborn that their love and peace and harmony within them, they don't work good for me for what I need them for. A metal one works better for me. So other tools that people use are, I think I shared these with you guys before, but they're divining rods, right? So you get divining rods, you got to hold them even. You kind of hold them straight out in front of you, and I'll show you guys. My cat's right behind me. I can't back up really. But we've got kind of electromagnetics in here. But you get them balanced, right? So you guys can see that. And then you'll do something and you'll ask it a question. You'll say, "My name is John." Now I know when I use my divining rods, when they go that way, that's a no, right? Okay. Cool, huh? Am I doing that subtly? Maybe. Maybe that energy is moving through me and working with the tools, right? Are the tools doing them independently of me? No, everybody's working together. So they're kind of squirrely because there's electromagnetics in here. So here's another one. Let's ask this question. Okay. So my name is Michelle Marie Amburgey. It's not. But, right? So let's get this. We're working a little bit. So let's just do this. My name is Michelle Lisa Amburgey. That is true. Interesting. They respond really quickly. These are made of copper. Copper are great conductors of energy. So this is another tool that's really fun to use too. These are sometimes are used to find water. They are used to find gems. I learned how to use these things from a geologist who was finding gold and minerals in the hills of Colorado. And he actually ended up being a professor and a very famous man. And he started using these for numerical frequency healing, to where he was divining the numerical frequencies in people's bodies and how to correct them. And I actually worked with him for quite some time. We were working with autistic and rainbow children and learning to communicate with them through the divining rods and finding frequencies that was actually helping to heal them. So with the divining rods, it's like, is the first number 1? No. Is the first number 2? No, right? It's pretty tedious, but it worked. And we had books and books and books of these wonderful divine codes, is what they are. Numbers have frequencies. Numbers have frequencies. And we know that. We've got numbers have frequencies. Tesla talks about it. Tesla says if you know the secrets of 369, you understand the universe. I'm still trying to figure that out. But I tell you what, a lot of stuff that I do, like when I price things, when I do stuff like that, I always try to line them up with 3, 6, or 9. And somehow, when you do mantras, you do them in sets of 9, right? Whenever you do a mantra, you either do 3, 6, or 9, or multiples of 9, like 9, 18, 27, right? And so it's beautiful when you can come in here and you can be a part of all this and learn to use these tools and this fun stuff, because it's really fun. They kind of become your buddies. Another thing too that people use, and I've done this before, is I use and hold crystals. Now, this may not be considered divination per se, but using crystals will help raise your frequency as well. And you can begin to let yourself kind of open up and to receive information more freely too. It's great for if you're doing channeling, stuff like that. And channeling also is a divination tool, but that's kind of a separate thing. I actually had a channeling course a couple of months ago, and we'll be doing it again. 2013 starting up again, and we'll be doing more classes. So there's a lot of fun tools that we can use. I love using the oracle cards. I've been using the oracle cards for a super long time because they work. And the pendulum, my metal pendulum, my little buddy. Where did I put him? I've got all my tools out here now today. But it's really neat. So like today when we do our readings and stuff like that, we can ask, is this true? Is this correct for this? For me, when I do this, a back and forth is a yes, and then show me what is a no. Show me your answer for a no. Is for me, it's back and forth. And then I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, or it can't be said right now. And so it's really fun. It's really fun little things. So if you guys are interested in learning more and how to actually use the tools, how to select your tools, cleanse the tools, um, how to set sacred space, how to use altars, how to use candles for sacred space, and use these tools and use them safely. There's way too many people that are doing spiritual stuff that aren't really safe. That's why you have to be careful, about even where you're getting readings and stuff from. You guys have seen it with the people that come on here, that are trolling and saying, "Oh, hey, come get a reading from me." That's just rudeness. Would you want to get a reading from someone like that? Probably not, because you don't know what they're popping open and getting their information from. If their behavior is disrespectful, and unkind. And so you want to be careful of that too. There are days when maybe you don't feel so good. Maybe you're having a day where you're feeling a little pissy. Probably not a good day to do divination. Because you do want to be pure. You do want to be, pure of heart and in good of a state as possible. I know I had one of my clients that she was really going through a hard time, and she kept using a pendulum and trying to get the pendulum and tell her what she wanted to hear. And she contacted me and she goes, my pendulums keep breaking. I'm like, well, what are you doing? And we're talking about it. And she's like a really sweet girl, but she had a lot of pain in her. And she was like, those pendulums, like they just keep telling me stuff and I know they're wrong. And then they break. And it's like, well, maybe you need to listen to what the pendulum is saying. Let the pendulum speak to you and give it a chance to see if what the pendulum is guiding you to maybe is different than what you really want. And she didn't like that. But I'll tell you what, she contacted me a couple of years later after she was feeling better. And she was like, oh, I love the pendulum. Thank you so much for helping me. And she said that, she finally had gotten rid of a lot of that pain and anger, is able to work with the crystal pendulums again. So there's all different kinds of things that can happen with that, But you want to be a pure heart. You want to be a pure heart. There's too much, the manipulation, all that kind of crazy energy that's going on these days. And you want to stay out of that as much as possible. You really do. You want to stay pure. We want to stay in that high vibe. And the high vibe is integrity. Hi, Araceli. So nice to see you here, honey. And so that high vibe, is being kind to yourself, being honest, you know, um, being thoughtful of others, all that stuff. You guys know what that is. You ain't no dummies. You're all good people that are here because you're, drawn to this energy and what I create here because you are good people. And even the trolleys that come in, and we get the trolls in here, they're drawn to this because they need this energy. They probably don't know that, they're coming in to feed, but they need that energy, but they don't need to stay and feed either. So we just allow that to be what it is. And as we move on, we learn how to feel our way through using divination tools and using tools of spirit to help us find our way, because that's why we have them. Meditation is in a way a divination tool too. You meditate, you get quiet, you get still, and you can begin to listen to spirit within. And then if you need a little help, a little something that might give you some physical affirmation to what you're getting, pull out those divination tools. That's what they're for. That's what we have. And 500 years ago, people were, whoops, sorry, little guy. People were tortured and murdered for using divination tools because they called it witchcraft, and it's not at all. It's not at all. It's part of us communing, and receiving energy and allowing the elements of this copper. And it's really our higher self that's guiding us. There's no spirit out there that's moving this. It's your higher self. There's no spirit out there that's throwing these cards down. It's all of our higher self. And so when we understand that and we keep ourselves in the highest frequency possible, we get the highest frequency answers. What a concept. It's so cool. Hey, Barbie. Yay. Yay. I'm wondering how many people. Oh, I'm glad you're here too, Laura. I know you love all the good stuff. I know you love all this good stuff. And I know a lot of the country, those of you, especially that are here in the Southwest, are having heat waves and all kinds of stuff. So I hope you're all staying cool. Again, for those of you that are just getting on, I've got, there's a lot of noise going on outside. It seems like whenever I get on YouTube, the gardeners all show up in the neighborhood. But I'm being a good California. I've got the windows open. I got fans on instead of using the air conditioning. So if you hear noises, we're just going really organic today. We're just going organic. So I hope you guys like that. I hope that was kind of fun for you. I just wanted to give you a little taster of some of the different tools you can use and some of the ways to kind of approach them so that you can use them safely. I think I've always been really big on that, and part of it is because I've gotten myself into trouble. My early experience with the Ouija board when we were just winging it, it was like, holy crap, because there are things out there that are not, of the most loving kindness, and there are things out there that would like to trick you, but you don't have to, because you're the power and you're the strength and you're the glory. Amen. Because God is within, right? Like Jesus told us, God is within. And so when we meet that God within, when we meet that goddess within, and become one with that, our frequency's high and we don't have to worry about it, right? When we're being good folk. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, you're welcome, Shaylee. And let's start with your questions. So what I'm going to do is, I know I had a few of you saying, oh, thanks, Laura. I hope that helps. I always like to kind of give a little bit of a different perspective and give it from my point of view. Yeah, Hillary's gone. Yeah, those Ouija boards and the Ouija boards have been used for nefarious stuff. And, stuff like that, a lot of times they carry a consciousness throughout all of them. And Ouija boards have been being used for hundreds of years too, but not always for good. They've been used a lot for black magic and voodoo and stuff like that. And so, that the spirit of a thing carries through too. And if it doesn't feel good to you, don't do it. If there's even a part of you that's like, nah, don't do it. Even if it's working with a particular card or a particular pendulum, or maybe you're like, I don't like pendulums, then don't do it. It's not for you. It doesn't mean it's bad. Just means it's not for you. Yeah, oh, yeah, and Jillian. Yikes. And spirit boxes, and the other thing too, Vera, I wanna address with the spirit box. The spirit box is not really a divination tool. It's more of a communication tool. Um And again, when anytime you're working through the veil, you want to be protected. There's so many people that are out there that are poking holes through the veils or stirring up spirit energies without knowing what they're doing. I'm a huge fan of that Netflix, I think it's a Netflix show. It's called Skinwalker Ranch. Up in Utah, there's a ranch up there that they've just had some crazy stuff. And they've got scientists up there that are trying to figure out what's going on and trying to prove, are there wormholes? Are there ETs? Are there, black holes? Are there ghosts? What's going on? And they're bringing in like this major scientific equipment, and they're starting to prove that there is stuff up there, and there is a very dark thing up there too. And of course, the last season that they had started proving what some of this stuff is, and then it's end of the season. We got to wait until 2023, which that's how you sell shows, I guess. But it's very cool, because it's all this stuff is real. And now science is starting to prove it. But the spirit boxes is definitely a communication tool. I know a lot of people use them. I used to use it was like a spirit box, but it wasn't really as good as the ones that they have now. And I used to do paranormal investigations. But what I found with that too is the more I did that, it seems like the more I kinda started getting into creepy kinda stuff, and I just realized that wasn't really where I wanted to spend my time. I'm more of a celestial than an astral person, and so I just kinda stopped playing with the paranormal investigations, and it was pretty cool, and it was fun, it was curious, and we were able to cross over some beings that were trapped here. It was really good, but I kinda got to where I was like, "I think I wanna play with angels instead," and that's just me. That's just me. I'm a kind of a big chicken too. But the spirit box is great for communicating too. You have to learn how to use it. There's one that's on, it's an app on the phone that's really good that a lot of people are using. That is really powerful. It's really advanced. but it's so good that I was using it one night. I couldn't sleep. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I turned it on, and I just went, "Is anybody there?" And I got right away, like, "I'm here." And I'm like, "Ah." So I'm a chicken. I'm a chicken. All right, cool. So if you have questions, go ahead, throw your questions in there. Hey, Sam, nice to see you. Veronique, yay. Oh, Rajna is here too. Very good. All right. Oh, Dawn, that was probably the best place to put it. Dawn said I had a problem with a pendulum and end up throwing it in the ocean. The um that's usually the best place to go because it's salt water and if there was anything going on with it. So let's see. Someone had said something, Rajna, guidance for my next step in Mexico. Okay, so I'm assuming you want guidance, please. All right. Whoop. So this is for Rajna. An extra shuffle. Shuffle-de shuffle. All right. Next step, Mexico and research. Ooh. What I got. Ooh, this is really good. Okay, so what is happening, and this is what I'm getting right now, is it's kind of like the first card I got is a card of conflict, but this card is also in a position where it's not necessarily in the here and now. It's something that's probably in the past. Depending on how this energy is moving. But I feel like that there's been some obstacles or some things that you kind of had to jump over. What you're sitting, the energy that you're sitting on right now is abundance. So what you have in mind, Rajna, and what you're going for, what your plan is, it sounds like that you've got it really lined up for abundance. And this always isn't always just money either. This is, abundance of friendship, of success, of just joy and happiness. It's all of it. I also feel like wherever you're living right now, Rajna, is really good for you. But this is what's coming up. This card, it's called the Hanged Man. It looks really, really bad. But it's a card of kind of like being in limbo. It's kind of like a little bit of a waiting period. Don't get frustrated with the waiting periods. Use those waiting periods. I don't think they're going to be long, but I feel like you're going to have periods of when you have to wait. Use that time to refine what you're doing too. It's like, don't let the limbo stop you. Kind of pivot and use that time, use that limbo time to refine what you're doing. But yeah, it sounds like what you're doing is a really good thing. So I hope that helps, Rajna. Yay. Sam is saying, replying to Rajna. Oh, in Mexico. Very cool. All right. So Shaylee is saying, is there a possibility of Alex and I reconciling? Well, one thing I feel just at first, honey, yeah, Skinwalker is in Utah. It's kind of almost up by where Utah comes together with Wyoming and Idaho, kind of up in that area, northern. So Shaylee, I feel like Alex really cares about you, but I kind of feel like he's got there's some sadness. I feel like there's some sadness. I mean, and I almost want to say disappointment. Um, it's like, is it disappointment in him, in himself, disappointment in, I just feel like it's just all over disappointment. Like something didn't quite turn out the way he wanted it to be. And I feel almost like he's grieving a little bit. The first card that came up is this card, but this is a card of the past. This is a card of, there was definitely something here. There's definitely a connection. What's kind of cool is you got the Ace of Pentacles right now. So it's a card of prosperity. It's a card of things going good, things being good. But what I want to say, honey, don't push him. I really want to say, let him get his feet underneath him. Whatever happened, it's kind of like he has to come to his own. You be strong. and be stable and do what you need to do for you. And I feel like that there's a good opportunity for you guys getting back together, but don't push it right now. I'm feeling that really strong. It's like this is time for you to take care of you. Get your energy off of him. Stop thinking about him. Just kind of let it go. Let him do his thing. And I feel like he will come around. I really do. I feel like he'll come around. Is it going to be a full reconciliation coming completely back together? That is not, I mean, like sitting on a 50-50, but I do feel like that there'll be an opportunity, and you guys will kind of maybe even talk about it. But I also feel like both of you guys have been changing a bit too, and that might be the reason you guys separated. It's like I feel like you guys are changing and becoming a little bit different. So that could be part of what I'm feeling too. So let him do his thing. I also feel like that he has hurt in relationships anyways. And so this isn't all just about you and your relationship. It's like kind of triggered some old stuff as well. And not necessarily relationships with other women either. I feel like this is kind of childhood stuff. So I hope that helps you. Okay, so Karen, how can I help Leah, or does she even want to be helped? Oh, this is a hard one. Let me throw some cards. But Karen, a lot of times our best and most helpful thing we can do is not try to help others until they come to you for help. So often, people, it's like we have good intentions, but you can't help someone that doesn't want to be helped. People have to help themselves. I mean, honestly, and healers know this. Healers that have moved into an advanced state know that we don't heal anybody. We facilitate people to heal themselves. And so what you're asking there is, you have to wait for her to be ready. You know, you have to wait for Leah to be ready. But I want to tell you, she might not, she does want to be helped, but she's also learning to help herself. Here's what's coming through. 6 of Wands for her. Now, this is in the past. So this success card is past. Leah knows that she can get better. So I don't know if there's been a setback. I don't know if there's been I almost feel like I'm even getting the energy maybe of recovery from something, and she's doing really good and then maybe had a setback, but she knows that she can succeed. She's growing right now. She's growing, she's learning, she's finding out who she is. But check this out. Recovery. So she does want to be helped, but Karen, I want to tell you, she's learning how to help herself. She's learning how to do it herself. And your best thing to do is not try to help her, but to support her in her learning to help herself. And so what that is, seeing her as perfect and wonderful and awesome, loving her no matter what she's doing, love her when she falls down and F's up, and you're like, inside you're going, oh my God, not again. But be like, wow, I really believe in you. I think you're so amazing. I know you're going to figure this out. That is such healing words coming from somebody that she has depended on at some point or another. There's no more healing words than, I really believe in you. Let me know if I can help you, but I know you're going to figure this out. Too many of us are like, oh my God, what can I do for you? I got to help you. Because you know what you're telling them? I know better than you. There's something wrong with you and you need help. And I'm the one that can help you. A lot of people, they don't want that. They need to be told that they can do it on their own, because that's the next leap in human consciousness, is understanding that we had the power within us all along. And Leah's no dummy. Leah's smart. So love her right where she is, even if where she is scares the crap out of you. Even if where she is causes you pain, it's not about you. If it causes you pain, you need to look at your own pain and your own work that needs to be done. And just love her. Just tell her she's going to be great. Let her know I'm here if you help me, if there's anything that you need. But I know you got this. No more healing words than that for somebody who's kind of going through what she's going through. So I hope that helps, Karen. I hope that helps. So, Sam, do oracle cards or angel cards help? Absolutely. Absolutely. I use oracle and angel oracle cards for divination and all that kind of stuff all the time. Is what I do with you guys all the time. And I've got, like, the last time I counted, I have like 72 different decks. I've been collecting them for decades though, and I've had a lot given to me. I started adding them. I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm a hoarder." Um, but I like to call it a collector. Um, but yeah, angel cards are awesome. And just make sure that they're ones that feel good to you, Sam. Make sure they feel good to you. Make sure they speak to you. You know, I've had some cards given to me. I love Leonardo da Vinci. I just think he's so awesome. I think he's so cool. And so I had someone give me some Leonardo da Vinci oracle cards one time, but they didn't speak to me, you know? I didn't like the artwork. The artwork was very kind of this kind of gray and, it's kinda it just wasn't it didn't speak to me. And so I love them and they're wonderful, but they're just not for me. Even though, I love Leonardo da Vinci and he actually comes in. He's one of my, guides that comes in every once in a while, a lot of times when I do healing work. Um, so yeah, find the ones that work for you best. So Hillary is here. Hillary, what do I need to know about what triggered me last night? Ooh, I'm feeling it in my throat big time. You know what? It feels like, Hillary, it's that age-old thing about shutting your voice, like somebody like, "Psh," right? And I don't know. Oh my gosh, honey, clear your throat chakra, Hillary. I'm feeling it, and the incident may not have been someone actually doing that, but that was kind of the response where it was like, "Shh." And I feel like it just kinda moved through your whole body, but part of that trigger I'm not even gonna pull cards because 'cause I'm totally feeling it. Part of that triggering is that little girl thing, when you were told to be quiet or stop doing what you're doing or, you're making too much noise or you're not being good or you spilled your milk, that kind of thing. It was a really visceral kind of childhood trauma. And, a lot of times childhood traumas, it's not like these major bad things when you look at it from an adult perspective, but as a child perspective, sometimes it is. And, it's not always, somebody being bad to you or something. It's just someone, just responding in a certain way or whatever. But yeah, I feel like what triggered you was really and this is what Archangel Michael is saying, and feel how this is. He's saying these words. These aren't coming from me. These are Archangel Michael to give you these words for you to heal. Shut up, Hillary. And those it may not be the words, but that's the feeling of it. And so Archangel Michael is saying, it's time for you to heal. Shut up, Hillary. It's time for you to speak up, Hillary. You're safe, you're smart, you're capable, and nobody gets to shut you down, is what he's saying. Nobody gets to shut you down. So there's some healing that needs to be done around that. And so bring that violet flame into your throat chakra and into your heart and your third eye too. Um, I think that'll help you. I think that'll help you a lot. Very cool. Awesome. Barbie is saying, thinking of going on a road trip in October. Is that a good idea? I hope it's coming here. Come see me, man. Most people go on a road trip to where Barbie is. All right. Let's see what the card. Ooh, I'm getting chills, Barbie. You know what? The cards. This is kind of interesting, Barbie. I'm not sure why you're going on a road trip, but the cards that are coming through are resilience. So it's like you got it handled. You can do that. Contemplation, thinking about it. understanding. So there's like a purpose for you doing this. But then the next card that came at was abandonment. So not that you're going to get abandoned, but that maybe you're not going to do it quite when you think you're going to do it. And then the card came through sensitivity. So I feel like something is going to happen that it might not go quite what you think it's going to be or kind of what you start planning it out to be. Archangel Michael is saying, kind of be flexible a little bit with your time and with what you're doing. But I feel like that there's somebody involved as well. That may change their mind. So I don't know if you're going with somebody or going to see somebody, but I feel like there's going to be a little bit of change of mind. Um, and I'm wondering if maybe you're even maybe thinking of going to several different places. There's going to be something that doesn't quite work out, but don't abandon the whole project just because one of the parts don't work out. Um, and in October, be a little bit flexible with that. I feel like there's going to be something coming in October that might change your plans a little bit. So, going on a road trip in October, is it a good idea? Start planning it. Yeah. Just be flexible with how it turns out. I hope that helps. Laura is saying, may I get a message on my health? Yes. But just so you know, I am not a doctor. Always check with your professional medical person. I am not a doctor. I don't do doctor. I don't treat. I don't diagnose. I don't do any of the things that people are not doctors are not supposed to do. I will pull some cards and I will tell you what the cards mean. They're really cracking down. They're really cracking down, guys. We have to be super, super careful about anything health related with the whole jabby do and everything. They are on it. And with this being streamed out onto Facebook and YouTube, they can shut me down completely if I'm pretending to be a doctor. So I'm not a doctor and I don't treat, diagnose, or anything, but I'll tell you what the cards say. So stupid. So, ooh. You know what? What I do want to say with you, Laura, is I feel like you're on the right track. Here's what's happened. Card that's coming up is practicality, but this is a card that's kind of the past. It's like I feel like you've tried some things, you've done some things that maybe were kind of basic or like what was supposed to work and maybe it didn't work. But I feel like whatever it is that you're working on right now, this is 8 of Pentacles, so this is very much the physical body, is it's beginning to work, it's working in the right direction, it's moving in the right direction, and it's going to help. I feel like it needs to take some time. If you're not working on something new, if you're not using something new, and I feel like it's almost like more of a protocol or a program than just like going to see a doctor or get a surgery or get it's like almost like I want to say lifestyle change kind of a thing. Big rewards for that. I also want to say Archangel Michael is saying too, whatever you're talking about, lifestyle change is a part of it. And I feel like you're already working on that, and it's like it's lifestyle change that's going to make the biggest difference and bring you the reward. So it's not something that just a couple things or some new supplements or something are going to help. Although they'll be a part of it, right? Right. So I hope that helps, Laura. I got to be really careful about what I say on here too. All right, Sam. Sam. All right, Sam. I try to make sure that I just do like one card pull for everybody, just energy wise, and just make sure everybody. I know one time I did something, I think it was Sam, or I gave her a couple readings. We want to make sure that we get to everybody. Keep it cool, keep it fair. All right, Sam is asking about traveling and needs to buy a plane ticket. You know what? Archangel Michael is saying, yeah, Archangel Michael is saying this is going to be okay. Go ahead and do it. And he's saying, look and see if you can do something that might be a refundable. I don't think you're going to need it. Yeah. The outcome card is happiness for you for this travel thing. So yeah, I think you're okay to go. But Archangel Michael is still saying, pay a little extra to get a refundable if you can. Doesn't mean you're going to have to use it, but it's almost a little bit of peace of mind for you. But yeah. Doop, 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 doop. So Rajna is saying, well, I have to leave Mexico by the end of the month. Okay, so I'm thinking this is between Sam and Rajna. All right, guys. I wonder if there's private chat on here. That'd be cool if you guys can private chat. Yeah, because we got a lot of stuff coming through here, and I'd like to be able to keep track of what I need to do here. Oh, very cool. Severe depression. All right, so Skinwalker. They're not by the Four Corners. No, they're up by Four Corners is Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, and one of the other ones. Skinwalker is up by Wyoming. It's Utah and Wyoming where it comes in. It's kind of near was it Yellowstone up there? And where Idaho kind of all comes in. So Skinwalker, yeah, not the Four Corners. Four Corners is on the other side, other end of Utah. And Skinwalkers, they're actually a curse that was put on the Uinta Indians by the Navajo, because the Uinta were taking the Navajos and making slaves out of them. Age old story, huh? All right. Hi there. Bear's saying I've been working but not having fun. Too many lessons. How do I raise my vibration and have fun? Well, it depends on what you're working hard on spirituality. Because they're working hard on spirituality. Part of spirituality is the fun and the light and the love and the happiness of it. Don't get too serious about it, and don't be too serious about yourself. And I know that you have some things, and I feel your heart. I feel the hurt in your heart. And there are so many lessons, but it's so important to not get too dragged down by it and to allow yourself to it's almost like laugh at the absurdity of life. It's like it's so easy to get stuck in the pain and the hardness of things. But when you kind of allow yourself to step back out of it a bit and just see how absurd humans are, for one thing, we're just ridiculous. We get so intense on things. It's got to be brr. And that isn't what spirit tells us to do. Spirit is like, let go of your burdens. Let go, give them to me. Isn't that what the Bible talks about? That kind of stuff. A lot of spiritual teachings, or let go. Let go. And so maybe a little bit of just letting go. I know I talk a lot of times. I work with people in spiritual development, and I do a lot of the life coaching and all that stuff, spiritual coaching. And one of the big things that I find with people is they're so afraid they're not going to make it, that they're holding on for dear life. And sometimes it's letting go. Sometimes it's like, you know what? I'm not going to work on this for this weekend or this week or this month. I'm going to let it go, and I'm just going to be happy. I'm going to do things that make me happy. I'm going to let go, because honestly, the past is just energy. It doesn't even exist anymore. If you have pain inside of you from that, there's visualization things that you can do, is scoop up all that pain, give it to the angels, tell the angels, violet flame that, take that. If you have things in your life that are still triggering that kind of stuff, start sending love to the people that are triggering you. Start sending love to this energy that you're fighting, that you've been working hard on. Just send it love. I love you. That was a fucking nightmare, but I love you. You know, that abusive relationship, I love you. Person that abused you, I love you. I love you. I love you. Because you're not saying it's okay what happened. You're not saying that the hardships that you're working hard at, are okay. But you can transmute them by I love you. And spirituality isn't supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be exciting. If it's not exciting, you might be working on it the wrong way for you. I would say try something different. Try something different. And because I don't know what you're doing, um, raising your vibration is letting go. Just let go for a little bit. See if it feels better instead of trying so hard. That's when I kind of started shifting. I've had some gnarly crap in my life. And when I just finally said, "You know what? I just am tired of this stuff. Just angels take it." Violet flame, use that violet flame meditation, Bear. It's right here in YouTube. Go get it. Start listening to it every day. Start transmuting that stuff. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps you. Veronique. Shayla, yeah, separated for 2 years. Yeah, there's something about him, Shaylee, that honestly, I feel like he's either disappointed or ashamed in himself. So without knowing what happened, it's almost like, because I just see him with his head this like down. There's definitely he needs to work through some stuff still. And while this is going on, you take care of you, girl. You take care of you. So, Veronique, let's get you some messages, baby doll. All right. Shuffling, shuffling. Well, the sweat rolls down my back. I was telling earlier on, I was telling everybody how I'm being good and I'm not using my air conditioner here in California. Um, oh my gosh. And I'm just like going, oh, you got a couple more days of hot, and then I hope it starts to cool down. So the problem is it doesn't cool down at night. And it's just like, oh. So, Veronique, you know what I really want to say to you is that you have everything. You have everything. It might not seem like it because it might not have all manifested, but you're on the right track and you've got everything coming in. And it's almost like it's like I feel like I want to tell you, keep your eyes on the prize. Um, Also, something else that is coming through is I'm seeing your husband and children. I think you have 2. I wanna say 2 children. Um, I'm feeling like it's like bring your love back around to them. I'm feeling like, and it's not your attention and doing like your duties, but bringing your love to them, bringing your love, reconnect with your family. Um, and let that be kind of the center of your happiness right now. I feel like that would do really good. And it's not that you're not loving. It's not that you're a bad mom. That's not what's being said. What's being said is almost like just make them the love focus of everything. Um, it's kind of cool. It's like I'm feeling like this, like my heart kind of welling up and just wrapping it around your family, and just be in that state of happiness and just just happiness. What is that word? Oh gosh. Content. content, just being in that space. And I know you have so much going on in your life, but it's that's what the guidance is. It's just wrap your heart around your family and be happy and content in that energy. And I feel like anything, any snaggies that are going on, that's all gonna kind of come out. Very good. Cool. All right. Rajna and Sam, exchange numbers there, dudes. Barbie. Oh, you're welcome, honey. You're welcome. Oh, Araceli. Very, very good. Can I say something about your trip on Thursday? Yeah, I didn't read your message earlier either, so I'm going at this cold, Araceli. All right. Okay, so this is kind of cool. Well, it's gonna be really good, whatever you're doing. I don't remember. I know I'm supposed to know, but I get into this psychic state and everything goes away. But it's kind of cool. The first card, kind of what this is all based on, is generosity and goodness. You're such a good, wonderful. But it's interesting because I'm feeling like there's anxiety around it. And Archangel Michael is kind of giggling at you because he's saying it's gonna happen and it's going to be absolutely rewarding and wonderful. And so he's just saying, just go there, be with your um be there with your happy self. It's basically what it is. Um and allow yourself to enjoy what it is. I feel a little bit like it's maybe like a work kind of a thing, like it's not like totally like you're going on vacation to the Bahamas. Um, but I also feel like that there's opportunities to enjoy, and you're being guided to enjoy the opportunities, Araceli. Enjoy the opportunities and what you're doing. And I feel like you're going somewhere that may be kind of pretty. And Archangel Michael is saying, Araceli, stop and enjoy the surroundings. He wants you to enjoy it. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps. I'll read your messages. I think you told me where you're going, but I didn't have time to read it. All right, Dorian. Dorian. Oh, I haven't seen you in a long time. Boop. It's kind of Archangel Dorian, Archangel Michael goes, "How's retirement?" It was exactly like that. It was this like, "How's retirement?" Oh, cool. Are you Are you getting ready to make some changes or move or go on a vacation or something? Because the first card is partnership, so it's like this is speaking to you and your husband, but it's cold. It's like make a wish, achieve. It's like these two things, and I just get this feeling about traveling, going somewhere, doing something fun. If you guys aren't planning it, maybe do. Maybe think about that. Also, the other thing that's coming to mind is if traveling and going places, isn't it? It's like think about making your home more of like an oasis or a vacation place. If you know what I mean. And I have a feeling that it kind of is, but I feel like that you guys could like make it more like a vacation place. So I'm not sure what it is, but the word vacation's coming up. So it's either going on vacation going to be awesome or make your home vacation place. But it's all good. It's like it's all good. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Um and Dorian, I'm also seeing water around you. So I don't know if you're planning on going somewhere where there's water, or if water has anything to do with this message here. But it's all good. It's all good. Let me know what you're doing. Super fun. We need to catch up anyways. All right. Elaine is here. Yeah. And Sam, absolutely. Yeah. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I know it is. It's hard to decide to travel right now because it's like, one day it's this and the next day it's another thing. And you're kind of planning out a little bit. It's like, you never know what these crazy people that are in charge are doing. They make no sense. Okay, Elaine. That's okay. Elaine, do you want a card, hon? Oh, Laura's saying my Navajo family have seen them in New Mexico. Is that the skinwalkers? That's what you're talking about, Laura? Yeah, they're not just in Utah. They're all over. They're almost like kind of like demonic spirits. The Navajo are very powerful. Um, as are the Uinta, as are Native Americans. They know how to work with spirits, and there are dark spirits, guys. Okay, so Elaine, I am okay. Yep, you're. Some people pop in and don't want a card. So, what Archangel Michael is always like: ask a question, we'll give you an answer. So, Elaine, we're gonna take care of you. You're welcome, Araceli. Mwah. I love you, love you, love you. You're mi familia. I love you. All right. This is for Elaine. Ooh, Elaine got the travel card. Okay, Elaine, this is kind of cool. Okay, so the first card I got was the travel card. It's also the 8, right? And it's the 8 of Wands. So it's really 8 speaks to like infinity, continued progress, prosperity, right? And it's interesting because it's a card around travel. Um, and I want to ask you if you are planning on travel. If you're not and you want to, you're sitting right on the manifestation card. This is the card for right now, right here. What energies are going on? Oh, excuse me. Whew, all of a sudden I got like all wheezy. Um, You're sitting right on this manifestation card. And so travel can mean like going on vacation, but it can also mean shifting spaces. It can be moving homes. It can be traveling mentally and emotionally. It can be making spiritual changes and adjustments. There's a lot of different things. But Spirit wants you to know that you have all the tools and that you're a manifester. And it's important for you to almost like pull all your energy back into this time, this place, and decide what you want to do. And check this out. This is your outcome card. Now, if you're a married woman, this also can mean new things coming up, fun new things. This is a really good reading here. This speaks to exciting new fun things that are either happening right now or are preparing to happen. Also, this is a card of cups, and so it's about emotions. It's about the possibility and potential. If you are a single woman, might be time to take a little trip and step out of your box and go somewhere new, get some fresh air, because there might be something waiting for you there too. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I love it. All right. So, Dorian, we just got back. I'm going to Washington and Eugene next week and planning some renovations. So we got you. Yeah, they got you all covered. I would love to share lunch with you sometime, honey. Call me. You've been on my mind too. Um, you've been on my mind a lot. I was actually going to call you a couple of weeks ago. So, yes, absolutely. Let's do lunch sometimes. Elaine, not traveling. Yeah, there's something, Elaine, about like shifting, getting out of the box, get new air, fresh vision, something like that that's going to do you a wonderful, wonderful um refreshing. That's I keep getting the word refreshing. All right, Linda, we're going to make this the last one. It's 6:15 already. 6:15 already. Very cool. So Linda Thompson. It's kind of cool. And I went to school with a girl named Linda Thompson, and she was always that person that was pulled together, and like she always seemed like she was kind of like older than everybody else. And she wasn't like one of the cool kids, but she was totally cool. Um, and she was like smart, kind of seemed older than everybody, but she wasn't. So whenever I see her name, I just get that feeling like somebody you can depend on to be a good person. All right. So Linda Thompson, you guys are welcome. Oh, excuse me. Well, I'm honored, Elaine. I'm honored too. Thank you. So Linda, we got a lot of love going on here. Not sure what's going on with you, girl, but card that is of the past, sadness. A little bit of sadness. It's around some cups, so there's some emotions, there's some shift and changing. Card you're sitting on right now. Love. You're asking what to focus on this week? Love. Okay. Whether it's loving you, loving other people, loving all of it, because that's what's going to bring you hope and happiness. This is the star. This is reaching for the very highest, the very best, knowing that you're worthy of that. And you get to that through, are you an old soul? And I love it. I feel it. Because like if I hear a name and it's like I remember the person, that's different than feeling that nature, because I feel it from you too. So yeah, reach for the star, the big star. Okay. There's a lot of stuff. This love, this is a lot of times comes up, but this is a card you're sitting on right now. This is self-love, love of the world around you. This is what to focus on. That was your question. And so focus on love. Reach for the stars. This does not define you or have anything to do with you and where you're at right now. Throw it away and move into the love. So I hope that helps, Linda. I know it's not real specific, but in this avenue, we do surfacey kind of readings. So I hope everybody's doing good. I appreciate all of you guys coming. It is 20 after 5 already. So thank you for coming to Spiritual Chit Chat. If any of you want private sessions, please, please, please let me know. I have a website, micheleamburgey.com, that you can go to. You can check out. I do all kinds of sessions. I do life coaching. I do energy healing. I've got classes, got a calendar full of classes. I got a membership. I got all kinds of stuff going on. So coming here and doing this is just an itty bitty part of the great big empire that is Michele Amburgey, the Awakener. And it's growing too. I got some new stuff coming up. And so I hope you guys totally and completely enjoy this, because I totally and completely enjoy being here. So I'm going to get off and go jump in the shower and take a cold shower because I'm hot. I love you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Everybody stay cool. Have a great week. We're coming up. Be mindful. We got Mercury going retrograde on Friday, which is a 9/9 portal, which is the end. So we're coming to an end of a cycle, Hi, Rev Ned. Thank you. So nice to know you're here with me and supporting. The 9/9 portal is the end of a cycle, and then Mercury goes into retrograde. So for the next 3 weeks, and then we have full moon on Saturday too. So for the next 3 weeks, it's about tying up loose ends, clearing out the clutter, getting your SISHIT together. Because when we come into October, it is going to be like another one of these opening and expanding and being in that new space that's coming in. Everything is more intense right now, guys. Everything is more intense. And so when we get through this whole retrograde, a lot of people are like, oh no, retrograde. Don't fear the retrograde. Use it and literally do physical clearing, like clear out the junk drawers, take 10 things out of the closet that you don't want and donate it. Sweep up the backyard, get rid of some of that old crappy stuff in the garage. It doesn't have to be big things, but it really can help to clear out the energy and the focus in your mind too, because coming into the end of the year, there's going to be a lot going on. And, the holidays, right? That's how that works. But there's going to be a lot going on energetically. There's going to be a lot going on in the world. And we really want to feel clear. We really want to be able to really drop into our inner place, into our inner sanctum, You know, I teach this and talk about this all the time. I do meditations every Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Pacific time. You guys can join. It's $20, right? And you can go and register on my website, go to the class calendar. And it's really, really important to get into that inner sanctum and really be in a good place with yourself. And a lot of that is letting go of the past. Just fricking let it go. Okay. And be in your space in love and peace and harmony, because we don't have time to mess around anymore. We don't have time. Lean into your spiritual development. Lean into it. So I love you guys. I hope you're all doing good. And we'll see you next time. See you next week. Spiritual Chit Chat. Mwah. I am Michele Amburgey, the Awakener, signing off. And you guys don't forget to stay sparkly.